Drooby Dooby Movies, Judas Cinema Closet, JT the Talking Head, Teo the Terminurdle, Zedzilla Movies, Masters of Matinee.
Hello, everybody. I'm Judas over at Cinema Closet, and you are the sons of bitches that I can't remember the names.
You're doing great, Judy. Just keep going.
Well, since I already insulted you to your face, why don't you stay and listen to this awesome episode 2 podcast of season 2, Masters of Matinee? Alright, I'm sorry.
I'm keeping this in. Just keep going.
Join us today as we are talking with JT the Talking Head and Zedzilla. I don't really know what about. They just invited me tonight and said, episode, get on. Here we are.
Accurate. How have you been, Judas?
That's right. I have been great. Lots of movies, great start of the year, lots of cool trailers drop. It's been a good start. Can't complain.
Did you see Zedzilla's trailer reaction to the new movie Abigail? We're not going to talk about that too much. We talk about that in the next episode. But have you seen his trailer reaction to that?
Which one?
For Abigail.
No, I don't think I did. I think the last one I watched was his reaction to Orion in the Dark.
You need to go watch it soon because he did such a good job. Our little guy did so good.
Oh, I'm so proud of him.
I was such a little guy. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy to be here to witness that. It's just so good. Yeah. So that's a good question though. Like, out of all the movies that are coming out in 2024, what are the ones that are actually like looking really good to y'all?
The new Godzilla, Deadpool 3.
Deadpool 3, which the first trailer for Deadpool 3 comes out the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
So that's a fun one. That's a fun one. We're going to be getting, I don't know if it's spoilers or not. I feel like the internet knows by now, right?
They have to, right? I think so.
I mean, it's kind of impossible to have not heard by now that Hugh Jackman is back as Wolverine. And this is this is now the introduction of a lot of the Fox universe into the MCU. It's the very first R-rated Marvel Studios movie, and it may be Ryan Reynolds' last as Deadpool. There's plenty of stuff about that movie.
Sorry, I was just wondering, is Zed gonna hold a DVD copy of the Meg for the entire episode?
What are you talking about?
Nothing. Do you really think that Ryan Reynolds will be done with Deadpool? I mean, like, if Hugh Jackman can portray Wolverine for all those movies, surely Reynolds can go more than 3.
I feel like Reynolds will let it go.
Yeah, I feel like there's
way too hard to get it.
Well, I feel like there's like so much of a like competition between Ryan and Hugh that like they're definitely the kind of people that like Ryan Reynolds would be like, well, I can do the superhero shit way longer than you, Hugh. I can fucking do this. I can do this.
From what I've heard, he sort of wants to go out with his friends. I could see him appearing in the next 2 Avengers movies because they're going to be big crossover movies, but I don't see him doing Deadpool 4. Because by the time that comes out, he's going to be, entering his 50s or in his early 50s. Robert Downey Jr., yes, was playing Iron Man into his 50s, but he was also on a glorified green screen the entire time. So Ryan is, doing a little bit more practically, a lot more of his own stunts and choreography and stuff like that. I could see him sticking around past Deadpool 3, but I don't think he's gonna carry over into another trilogy of Deadpool movies.
Maybe not a trilogy, but I could see a four. I tell you the biggest thing that I want, and I think Judas would probably agree with me. I want a new Deadpool game, and I want Ryan Reynolds to voice Deadpool this time.
That would be great as long as it's done by a studio that knows what they're doing. The last Deadpool game was
Fucking
atrocious.
okay, A, I think it's actually underrated. It was really fun. It was short, sweet, and to the point. It was a little bit buggy, but they did end up fixing a lot of the bugs. Um, but I say, fuck, give it to Insomniac after their Wolverine game.
Insomniac, now that's a fucking dream team. They always make bangers left and right, so I agree. They would do awesome. Yeah, is it well Insomniac wouldn't do that. The only reason problem I had with the Deadpool game is it just seemed like it was kind of like an arcade game. Like you could have just thrown that in an arcade and had people pay quarters to play it because there's really no. I mean, it had a story, yes, and it wasn't hard though. It wasn't very. You didn't get many upgrades or anything. There wasn't much to it. It felt it was just your basic hack and slasher with Deadpool comedy, which was awesome, funny as hell, fun to play one through. But I don't know. It felt like Deadpool has a lot to it that they could have done such a crazy game for.
Is that the game that's voiced by Nolan North?
It's a good
I have
question.
no idea.
I if
That
that, I
sounds
mean,
like a
I know of
weird game.
one Deadpool game, and that's the only one I can think of, but I don't know what the
The
studio.
three, yeah, I think there's only like one, maybe two Deadpool games.
It is Nolan North, Zed.
It is Nolan North. See, very good. That game I thought was really well received. Like I remember a bunch of kids at school, and even like my mom's ex-husband and my little brother playing it together and having a boatload of fun. Like I thought that was a very well received game.
It wasn't. I don't think it was critically received though.
Oh, I don't know. I thought it was from what I've seen of the game, like through videos, let's plays, you know, I thought it was a lot of fun. I don't know. I suppose I feel out of the loop here because I'm just not the gamer out of the three of us.
It's definitely become a cult following after when it first came out. You had all the Deadpool fans grab it, and they loved it. Of course, it's a Deadpool game, finally. But the people that were like gamers like me and some other people saw all the bugs in it and had fun with it, but it was eh. Then after a while, it dropped down since the gamers were critics and all that. They dropped it down. But after a while, it became a cult following, and now it got picked up. And now it's like a $60 game if you can find it.
Yeah, 'cause it's out of print.
And people do play it.
It would be perfect, honestly. It would be on brand for Ryan to voice Deadpool in a movie tie-in game and bring back a lost art of movie tie-in games, but also have it be for Deadpool and just have him be very like like he knows he's in a game. He knows that he's in a movie tie-in game, and that could be a lot of fun. It would be silly, and I think that advertising it that way, marketing it that way would be really good for it.
Yeah, in the 2016 game, like Deadpool knew that he was in a video game and he would talk to the player and everything.
Yeah,
Looking
very
at the Metacritic of this game, it was a 62 Metascore and a 7.4 review score. So a
that
decent
bad.
game. Well, 7.4 is like it's a I consider 7.4 a good game. Like it's
Yeah.
not like astonishing, but it's,
Seven's the average of 10.
yeah. Yeah, it's a above average video game. It's fine. It was
Speaking
fun.
of video games, did you see that your favorite series is coming out with a new game?
Which one of
Uh,
us is
the
you?
Yakuza. The only
Oh
one that
yeah,
plays video
It's
games
not
too.
Minecraft 2.
I wouldn't be so fucking surprised if Minecraft 2 came.
I would be. I'd be rolling in my grave. I'd be like, no, updates for life. I'm not paying it for another $20. I gave you $20 like 10 years ago. Stop being greedy.
Yes, a new one actually just released. The Man from Nowhere. I think no, it's not the Man
Yeah.
from Nowhere. The
No,
Man
that's
who erased his name. Maybe that's what it's called. I see. I'm very far behind. I'm on Yakuza 5.
yeah.
Um, and then Yakuza 8, like a Dragon 8, is coming out
Yeah, that was the one I was talking about, like a
later
dragon.
on this year. It was really weird how they made. I haven't played 7, but it was really weird how they made 7 because they made it a turn-based game, like the old school Final Fantasy games.
That is weird. I've never
Yeah,
seen a Yakuza in turn base. Huh.
yeah. So like Yakuza 7 was like that. Yakuza 8 will be like that, and then all of the spin-off games that like the Judgment and the new. I think it's called the Man Who Erased His Name. Um, I can't remember exactly, but that those are the old school beat 'em up Yakuza style. But yeah, the newer ones are turn based. It's kind of crazy. I've heard it works well though, surprisingly.
Do you have something you want to say there, Zed? I
I'm
feel like
just
you want to share something
wondering
with the class.
what kind of movies you guys are excited for this year. You know,
I'll tell you. I'll
uh,
tell you. Ones that I can watch.
no, well, certainly, of course. Do you have any aspirations to maybe get out to the theater? Is there any release that you've been looking forward to that's been pushed back? Do you like the first Dune movie? Are you excited for Dune 2?
Yeah, Dune 2. I just
I
watched the first Dune. It was amazing. So shout out
was it.
Drewby's Doobies movies because that's like his jam.
Right. I mean, look, we all can't get to the theater as much as Drew. That's an improbability. That's just not going to happen. The boy has a bunk somewhere, right? He has a hammock he's strung up. It's insane. But there's not a single movie out there that you've been like, oh hell yeah, this is 2024. It's about time. Like for me, I'm excited for all the Universal Monster stuff coming out. I'm looking forward to some of the new animated flicks from like Pixar and DreamWorks. What are we looking at?
I'm looking to. It. Yeah, yeah, you could go. You go, JT. Yeah.
I'm having to look up movies that are releasing in
No,
2024.
I'm just kidding. I'm actually really excited for the Furiosa Mad Max saga. That's supposed to be happening this year. Really hope it does because I absolutely love. Just watched Mad Max last night actually for a roll for review. Um, that was fun. I'm excited for the new Kung Fu Panda 4. To be honest, call me a child. I don't care. That
I
looks
cannot
amazing.
wait.
And the new startup to Planet of the Apes. That's really freaking
Yeah, that
cool.
one looks cool.
I didn't think we were gonna get another one. I was like, all right, cool. We got the awesome little trilogy. I'll let it die.
Guys,
What?
the biggest news ever. They're making Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2.
Oh no! Biggest news is the day
Ooh,
they released Mickey Mouse's name, we got the trailer for his horror film and a bunch of other stuff.
games. I mean, it's crazy
It went
wild.
crazy.
There's a new
All
Silent
at
Hill
once.
movie coming out. Return to
Yeah.
Silent
There's
Hill.
also I know you guys aren't too big on musicals, but I love me. I'm a big musical person, but apparently we're supposed to be getting a movie adaptation of Wicked this year too.
Oh yeah, Desi's been really looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. I cannot wait for it.
I'm gonna
Oh,
remake that movie, Singing in the Rain, and it's just gonna be called Walking in the Rain, and I'm not gonna sing at all.
That's what?
it's just gonna be
That's
Judas walking around in the rain. He's a very wet boy with the
that's just
hair
the
just
final
soaking, sopping
episode of
wet.
How I Met Your Mother. That's just the final episode of the show. Right? That's it. Just
um,
walking and talking.
Maxine is coming out, assuming that she doesn't kick any more people in the head on the way to the fucking box office. Jesus.
Right?
Yeah, yeah. There's also just a ton of movies going into production this year that are exciting. Like this year, the starting of Superman Legacy, the start of a bunch of new Universal monster movies like The Wolfman, Bride of Frankenstein, Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. There's just a bunch of stuff that's heading or it's like starting up this year or heading to theaters this year. Planet of the Apes, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I am so excited. That video that I made, a trailer reaction, is one of my favorite videos I've ever made. And it's one of the most inaccurate fucking videos I've ever made because I made so many false claims like I knew what I was talking about. And I felt like I connected so many pieces together. And then news comes out, hey guys, we're hundreds, thousands of years in the future. And we're like, what? What? Like, yep, this is generations after Caesar's reign. Like, this is a whole new kingdom, and
Yeah.
that's crazy. I'm so excited.
Sure, I'm getting tired yet, Zed?
I'm doing what?
You know what else looks really good is Argyle. Have you guys seen the trailer for Argyle?
Argyle does look good.
Yes, the new Henry Cavill movie.
I
Oh
love
my
it.
goodness.
Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
gonna be a
After
fun
watching the
one.
Golden Circle and all that, I'm all for it.
The Golden Circle.
Yeah, didn't he do the Kingsman movies?
No, he was in Fall. Like he
Oh
was
no,
in Fallout.
not Henry Cavill. I just meant the guy who did Argyle.
Oh, I think the director possibly. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I can't remember who the director is of those movies though. But he has like he's super. Uh, like did he do Kick Ass maybe as well? I can't remember now. Oh my god, all my movie knowledge is gone. I'm white. Can't remember though.
You
Hmm.
are.
They're making
What about
a Red Sonja movie.
what's
That'd be
that?
cool. It's like the female version of Conan.
Yeah.
Oh, Red Sonja. Oh, I
Yeah.
see.
Oh
I
yeah, well,
pieces the
Sonya,
band.
Sonja, whatever.
What you know what? Jeremiah T. Whatever. Yeah, and
Whatever.
then
But we're also getting like what was that? Inside Out too.
Inside Out 2.
That looked
That
good.
one, I still haven't watched the trailer yet. It's introducing Maya Hawke as I think anxiety, if I'm not
She
mistaken.
she had it might be, but all of a sudden, well, you haven't seen the trailer. I don't want to fucking tell you. Never mind.
Yeah.
Go watch the trailer.
I'll watch it sometime. There's a lot of trailers I have not seen. And after it gets past a certain point, I feel like I cannot watch it. Like I haven't watched the Godzilla X Kong A New Empire or the New Empire. I have not watched that trailer because I'm like, I'm gonna watch the movie anyway. Of course, I've been spoiled to a lot of stuff in the trailer just through images.
Been spoiled from the toys I've been walking through and finding. Shit.
Dude, there's so many toys, and finally Kong looks good. I don't own any Kong toys from Godzilla vs. Kong because every product they put out looked horrible for Kong. Looked nothing like him. But now he looks fucking awesome. And then there's the Scar King and Shimo, I think is what it's pronounced.
Wasn't there?
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Shimo. Shimo is essentially like so there's the Scar King who is like the antithesis, whatever that word is for Kong, and then there's Shimo who is the All Father of like the giant lizard. So he's the All Father, and he's the antithesis to Godzilla.
Question for the Zilla man here.
Of
Do you
course.
think we'll ever see crazy things like Space Godzilla or Robozilla or anything like that ever again?
Mecha Godzilla, probably.
Well,
I think we'll definitely see Mecha
Mechagodzilla
Godzilla.
we have seen in the MonsterVerse, as in this toy right here. He's in the movies. He's in Godzilla versus Kong. We might see Mechagodzilla again, but it's a big if. If you've seen the movies, the big if, but it's a possibility, I suppose.
I was gonna say I shouldn't
Um,
be asking questions since I haven't seen all the movies.
yeah,
Same.
I don't I don't foresee us going to space any sooner than the Fast
No,
and
no,
Furious
no. He
movies.
he comes to us. All right. You don't go to Space Godzilla. Space Godzilla comes to you.
Oh, very good, very well. We did have an alien from space in the form of King Ghidorah, uh,
That's that's true.
but
Wait,
we have
did you
not
say in
we
the
have not.
form of King Ghidorah? Spoiling the movies for me. What the hell does that mean?
I mean, King Ghidorah is an alien, and he
You
is
son of a
here on
bitch!
Earth, and he is here on Earth, and that's the movie.
Should
Um,
just tell me King Ghidorah is President Trump
what?
in
Goodness
disguise.
gracious. No. I foresee the MonsterVerse in the future to really focus on Kong and Godzilla for another couple of years until they get ballsy enough to really branch off. as of right now, those are the breadwinners, and Godzilla versus Kong didn't get to go to theaters, so it really only got physical sales and then obviously signups through Max. And Apple TV bought Monarch Legacy, the series, which the final episode just dropped for us yesterday, and then Netflix bought Skull Island, which is an animated series. So like they're like selling projects to other places
I
because they're
noticed that
trying to
too.
because they want to continue it because it's like a passion project for them. Like they're all so involved in it, but it's expensive and it's not making a ton of money for them.
Hey Zed, without spoiling anything or going too in depth, because as you know, I'm going through the MonsterVerse movies right now. Where does the Ghidorah show fall in the MonsterVerse?
The Ghidorah show,
What is no? What is it called? One that's on Apple TV.
Monarch Legacy.
Monarch. Yeah, that one. Where's that one
Monarch
fall?
Legacy falls in between the 70s and then 2014 San Francisco. So it's like kind of like Skull Island era during like the Vietnam War and stuff like that, and then present day post San Francisco.
So should I watch that before I watch Godzilla versus Kong?
And you don't have to watch it. I would say if you enjoy the movies, then go ahead and watch season 1 of Monarch. But it's not a necessity to enjoy the movies at all. It just adds to it in retrospect.
And then isn't there an animated series for Kong too?
Yeah, it's called Skull Island on Netflix. Yeah.
I,
Um,
I can't get into that one.
boys, I've got a list here of some anticipated movies coming this year. I'm
Oh,
going to
very
go
good.
through these, and you guys can stop me and tell me if you're hype or not. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, out now, Mean Girls the musical. I want to go see that in theaters really bad.
I won't be seeing in theaters, but I'm very excited for it.
It looks so good, and it's produced by Tina or directed by Tina Fey again. So I mean,
Yeah,
she can do no fucking wrong in my eyes. I love Tina Fey.
very
Um,
talented.
Argyle, um,
Yes.
Madam Web, which I'm not really. Uh,
M-
yeah,
Madam Web and I think Craven the Hunter's also this year.
it is.
Sony's attempt at a Spider-Verse franchise of movies that don't really actually correlate with any sort of Spider-Man is weird. So having stuff like the Venom movies, having stuff like Madam Web, having stuff like Craven the Hunter, it's just bizarre because they have highly successful Spider-Verse, but they're not bringing anybody live action from their two previous being the Sam Raimi movies and the Mark Webb movies. They're not bringing in either Andrew or Toby to play Spider-Man or a new one in general. I mean, there's a couple rumors as to Adam McKay that he may be playing Peter Parker in the movie, but it's not confirmed. That could be interesting to have a middle-aged Peter Parker. But they're really what you see in Sony's Spider-Verse movies is essentially the 90s cartoon. That's where they're drawing all their inspiration from, and they're not actually looking into any inspiration from comics or any because Madam Web's not that important outside of the animated series. Like she's not that important, but they're just trying to capture something like Venom was $1 billion movie. Morbius had the meme factor behind it. What is Madam Web going to bring other than it's probably going to do poorly both critically and financially? I unfortunately, I have no idea who the market for that is, other
Judas,
than the Spider-Verse movies.
Judas, are you into like the superhero flicks? I don't think we ever really talked about those together.
Kind of a interesting subject with me. I was super into them, like really heavily. All of Phase One, I saw every movie the day it came out, and then I just fell off after Phase One. I gave them 10 years of my life. Marvel had enough.
I kind of feel the same. Like I watched all of
Phase one,
them in phase
so
one.
long.
Yeah, and I mean, of course I watched like No Way Home, and I seen Guardians 3. Like the
I
big ones
still,
that kind of continued after phase one with our favorite characters.
yeah, I still want to go through and watch a couple of them. Like I still want to go through and watch Guardians 3. I haven't seen that. Far
Guardians 3
Away
was
from
really
Home was
good.
great though, and so was the new Doctor Strange, Monsters of Madness, or
I haven't seen
I forget what that
Multiverse of
one is.
Madness yet.
That one was amazing. I enjoyed that one too.
Sam
But
Raimi returned to direct that, right?
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
need
Gave
mainly
us a
the
great
big reason I
canon
went to
on it.
see it.
I
I will
need
I
to
will
watch that one.
say, just as just a little bit of just to save you guys' own butts, uh for anybody who wants to correct, phase one is not so. Judas said phase one, 10 years. Phase one leads up to the Avengers, and then that's when it ends.
Right.
But up until Infinity or up until Endgame, that is the Infinity Saga. That's like the 10-year sort
Yeah,
of like,
that's what I mean.
yeah, that right there. So after Endgame is when a lot of people, dropped off because that's the introduction to Disney Plus and all of those original series, and a lot of fan favorite characters were leaving: Captain America, Iron Man, Black Widow.
Which those are
I didn't.
it's so hard to keep up with all that too. It's like it's like if you're in the MCU, it's like you're in. Like you have to be dialed into it. And that's like getting into the MCU is like a hobby of its own, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
like movie watching, if you're like us and we like to watch as many movies as possible, that's like our passion hobby. It's like if we were that dialed into the MCU, like that's all we would have time for a lot of the time. It's like it's nuts how big and deep. It's impressive. I'm not trying to use this as a detraction from the MCU. It's very impressive that they've built this humongous universe of characters and stuff. And it to me, it really does fill that comic book attitude. It feels like you're reading issues of comic books. If you're a comic book kid, then you're probably definitely going to be super happy with these MCU movies. I just feel like I don't have the time for them anymore. I don't have the energy to put into them.
I am caught up on pretty much everything, but because you guys aren't really into that stuff, it's not a topic of conversation I bring up all too often. But that's one of my main reasons into getting into movies was the MCU and how much I adored the shared universe. And I would sit my butt down in each and every movie and watch it. I mean, that's where my story from the episode with Drew that we did, where we were talking about weird movie theater experiences. Mine was in Age of Ultron, and I found some person's cast just sitting in a chair. I don't know. It was a really great movie, I guess, because they just miraculously healed and left their cast behind that they cracked off from the look. Like it's such a bizarre experience, but I love the Marvel movies. I think that they have not fallen off. It's that this epic story that you followed for a very long time has effectively concluded. And just like a reboot happens with Marvel and DC occasionally, there's a new set of heroes that may hold the Avengers moniker, may hold the Captain America name, but they're not the same characters anymore. There's a new set of Avengers. There's a new Captain America, um, and there's some really crappy projects as of recently. Secret Wars, or not Secret Wars, sorry, Secret Invasion was piss poor, and you had Sam Jackson, and you made a piss poor excuse for a Secret Invasion storyline, but there's still some really good shit in there. In between all of the other, like Echo. Echo just dropped the other day, and it's the first deaf led superhero project ever. And the woman, whatever nationality she is, she's the first lead of her nationality as well, which is really cool, especially being a woman. That's a really cool series, and they dropped it all at once, like a Netflix series would, and they did it on both Hulu and Disney Plus, and it's been getting great reviews. But what are the chances you're going to tune in unless you are into the MCU right now? You're probably not going to just tune in for Echo. Um,
If there's anything that's going to get me back, a lapsed Marvel fan, back into that, it's going to be the Deadpool, or not Deadpool, Daredevil coming into the MCU.
oh yeah, Born Again. Born Again has so much behind the scenes crap that's going on. They just shelved like 4 or 5 of their episodes that they've already shot because they're gonna rewrite a bunch of stuff. Yeah, that's gonna be in production for a little bit longer. But I can tell Judas has absolutely no
Yeah.
care in the world. So how
he's
about we
he's
read
just like
off some more movies that are coming out this year?
okay,
I
let's
was
see.
listening. I went to speak a couple times, but I just thought I'd let you go with your little rant there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Shots fired.
No need to be sorry.
My bad. My bad.
Dune Part 2. Imaginary.
Oh yes, actually. That's a new John Krasinski movie, if I'm not mistaken. Um, is it? 'Cause I
No.
know who's directing it.
Jeff Wadlow.
Is John Krasinski not in it at all?
No.
Who is the monster? Ryan,
It's not a monster, it's about a teddy bear.
are we thinking of maybe we're thinking of a very different movie? Go left, right, right, right. I have no idea what that is.
I think you're talking about If, aren't you?
Oh, sorry. Maybe thinking about that.
'Cause
Yeah.
If is a new monster kid movie coming out.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Kung, Kung Fu Panda 4.
Yeah.
Freaking Lucy.
Absolutely.
Although I do want to. I know I'm not supposed to see the rest of the Furious, but I would like to see them in this movie. I know it's
They
not
are
supposed to
in
be
it.
about them. I know I've seen their names, but the
Yeah.
trailer kind of worried me. I was like, "What the heck?"
It will
it's good.
likely be a glorified cameo.
Arthur the
Well,
King. Oh, sorry, go ahead, Judy.
I was just gonna say I found it funny because Jackie Chan did those movies, but he did them all the way from just recording the voiceover in China. And when he first met um freak, I forgot his name now.
Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black. Jack Black was in shock and of how famous he was over there and stuff, and how shocked Jackie Chan was to meet him. And he's like, "No, you're the big star. No, you're the big star. We've been working together for what 10 years and we've never met each other."
He's
So this
great
is
as
cool.
Monkey. Monkey's a great character.
Oh yeah.
Arthur the King. I guess it's about King Arthur. I've never heard of
Yeah.
it.
I don't know. The
There's
kid.
like
There's
3 or 4 a day. Weird.
Yeah, there was a movie a couple years ago called The Kid Who Would Be King that was
That was okay.
okay. It had a really cool Merlin. I liked Merlin in that movie. But yeah, I wonder what kind of King Arthur story they want to tell this time.
Last
This
one I liked
is
was one with Clive Owen in it.
It's got Marky Mark in it. Marky Mark Wahlberg.
Are you kidding? I'm #1 movie of the year.
Oh, yo,
Like-
it's got Simu Liu in it. Isn't that
Oh,
Shang-Chi? Shang-Chi? Yeah, it's what's his name from Kim's Convenience? And
Oh,
Ken.
cool.
Ken from Barbie.
Yeah.
Zhang.
Yeah, Zhang. Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
That
I'm
looks
excited for
amazing.
it.
I'm excited for it.
Godzilla vs. Kong New Empire.
There's one I found out I'm super excited for. I'm hoping it's on your list because it just
Fun.
needs to be on that list. No,
What?
I'm gonna wait.
Okay.
Read.
The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
I felt like I heard the title, but I haven't actually seen it yet or anything about it yet.
New Guy Ritchie movie. It's got Henry Cavill in it.
Okay.
Oh.
He's in a lot this year. Busy ass man.
Challengers. The new Zendaya movie.
No. Oh, that's a tennis movie. It's a tennis movie, if I'm not mistaken. She is like the coach or like a trainer, and she ends up having like a duo relationship with these two tennis It's like
Looks looks
it's
like
like they're
it
just
based on the picture, yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. I know a lot of people are dogging on Tom Holland and about his girl kissing these two guys in this trailer. It's just like what?
Civil War. It's Alex Garland's new movie starring Kirsten Dunst. Looks
Kirsten
interesting.
Dunst is gonna fight in the Civil War?
Which
Holy
side?
shit!
It's not about the American Civil War. It says the United States plunged into a civil war. Well, it is American, but it's a newer one. Film's official description calls it a race to the White House in a near future America balanced on the razor's edge.
Is it the sequel to The Purge?
It might be the prequel. Uh, the
We've
f-
already gotten the first purge.
the Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt, directed by David Leitch.
Has pretty imagery, but it hasn't caught my attention yet.
Yeah, I feel like I remember hearing whispers about that.
Yeah, I saw this in the trailer for this um in theaters when I went to see Godzilla. Um Former stuntman who previously helmed John Wick, Atomic Blonde, Deadpool 2, and Hobbs and Shaw is tackling a film
Oh,
adaptation of an 80s TV show about a stuntman who moonlights as a bounty hunter.
that sounds pretty wild. That might be something special.
Mhm. That might be a sleeper for sure. This one, do you guys like Amy Winehouse?
Yeah, there are
Good point.
biopics coming out this
Yeah,
year.
Back to Black. Her life was so fucking tragic, man. That ought to be good. I think that would be pretty good.
Could be some good Oscar bait. We might have a best actress, best act. Yep, she's probably gonna get nominated for sure.
Here we go. Here we go. Zed the Megzilla's favorite, most looked forward to movie of the year, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
I am very excited for that one. I really, really am. I This year is like tailor made for me in a lot of ways. There's a lot of stuff that is within Zed's special interests. I'm very excited.
Here's that If movie, the John Krasinski starring Ryan Reynolds and Krasinski himself, and Steve Carell
See,
and Matt Damon and Emily
I
Blunt
wasn't
and Maya
crazy.
Rudolph and Aquafina. Okay, I'm seeing this movie. That's a fucking
Yeah, I
stacked
wasn't
cast, bro.
crazy.
Holy shit.
Aquafina gets so much hate for no
It's
reason. I
nasty.
love Aquafina so much. What'd you
I think it
say?
tastes. I think it tastes nasty.
Yeah, Dasani is a little bit better these days, but I would still say Aquafina is still as just as refreshing as
I
ever.
can't. I can't say what my favorite water is. I get lynched.
Smart water, Fiji, what are you talking about? Tap
Arrowhead.
Never heard of it.
Arrowhead.
Yeah. Apparently, I don't know. I haven't looked into it, but Arrowhead's my favorite water. We've always gotten it in California. It tastes better to me. I don't know. They all have different mineral tastes, but this one tastes good to me. I can chug this shit like it's soda. But apparently, it's like an illegal owned place where they got the water from someone. I was like, I don't know anything about that. It's still on the shelves in my Walmart. I'll get it.
Whoops.
Nestle water is still on the shelves in your Walmart, and they're like the most evil corporation in the fucking world. So,
That's true.
um, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga. I didn't even know this
Yeah.
was coming. That looks really
Oh
cool.
yes.
By the
Oh, they
way,
announced it like the minute Mad Max was over.
um, Judas, you just watched the black and chrome edition of Fury Road, right?
Yes, I
Uh,
did.
don't worry, this will come out after your R4R.
I already.
Y'all go check out Judas's TikTok page. He is going to have his awesome series roll for review. He did a Mad Max Fury Road R4R. With that, we haven't seen it yet as the recording of this, but I'm sure it's going to be excellent because Judas makes the best content. Um, ah, here's mark my words. This will be a sleeper because the last two movies were buried. The
Oh.
Garfield movie.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
I'm excited for
So
that one
this
to be honest.
one, I think a lot of people are gonna go see it just because they want to hear Chris Pratt as Garfield. And it's going to be big. I mean, they're coming off of one of the highest grossing animated movies of all time. I think it might be the highest grossing now with the Mario Bros movie. He
Yeah.
is known for another huge franchise with the Lego movie. He is an actor that's going to be people are not going to people don't like it already, and they're going to go
Sam
like see
Jackson's
it.
in it though. Sam Jackson's in it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, well, okay, I got two things to say now. One, going back to the Sam Jackson thing, Zed said that earlier, saying like, "Oh, they had Sam Jackson and still fucked it up." You guys forget that man just signs up for everything. I'm pretty sure his number for being on a movie is just written on the bathroom walls of directors' bathrooms because that bitch is in everything good and bad. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be good just because Sam Jackson's in it.
Kind of like
But I
Nicolas
also
Cage.
feel like
Yeah.
who is Sam Jackson playing? Is it like the 3 lines that Odie says randomly in the movie? Like what is Sam Jackson's character? Is he
Let me
going to
see.
be
Does he
a
look like a
glorified
bitch?
cameo?
Let me look it up.
It's the only line he says in the movie.
Guys,
But
you know how on Joe Rogan, like he has like the guy that like controls like the producer that controls like all like, hey, look that up, pull that up on the screen for me. We need one of those.
yeah, Teo needs a job. I've heard.
Let's see,
I
Garfield.
hear his podcast he's a part of. He's not happy with him.
So
Uh,
I am not a massive Garfield fan. Like I liked the funnies when I saw them, when I read them as a kid. But I don't know this character, Vic. Sam Jackson plays Vic.
who is Vic?
Sound like a random
Why
ass
do we-
person to me.
Who is Vic? Why do we care about Vic?
Oh, Sam Jackson should have played the dog.
Odie, I said that. Is it going to
You
be like
did.
when Odie talks for like 3 lines? Is it
No,
going to be
Odie
Sam
won't speak.
Jackson's voice? You know,
It's
Uh,
gonna be
Odie is voiced by Greg Berger.
who's Greg Berger? What's Greg been
he's
doing?
still
He
delicious.
he has voiced Odie for in numerous Garfield cartoons and television
Very
shows
good. Well, welcome back, Burger.
for years.
It's like when they brought back the woman that voices Tails for Sonic 2, the live action one.
Yep.
I'm super hyped for two reasons. One, Ving Rhames is in this movie. It doesn't say what he plays. But also, if you guys like Ted Lasso, Hannah Waddingham, who played the boss lady in Ted Lasso, and Brett Goldstein, who played Roy fucking Kent in Ted Lasso, are also in this movie reuniting. That's fucking cool.
This movie is probably going to do okay. I don't see it doing massive,
I think it's gonna be a
but I
sleeper.
could be completely wrong.
This movie will be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Manhattan of 2024.
Mutant Mayhem, interesting choice
Whatever.
of words.
That's a good choice. But
But I will say I'll probably enjoy it because I love the Bill Murray Garfield movies. They're
Well,
both so much fun.
I'll say this: I am happy of Chris Pratt's voice. I mean, everyone bitched about Mario's, and I will say I was on that train. I didn't like it until I saw the beginning intro where they did the trailer and they had the voice, and they came out and they're like, "Oh, well, the voice wasn't bad." That was cool. They kind of made their own excuse for it because yes, in the old Mario movie, Mario was in New York. Mario was just a New Yorker. Same with this one. They kind of kept it the same. They kind of kept a lot of the similars from the live action, which I'm going to do in a whole different episode. But when I heard Chris Pratt's voice, I was like, well, this actually sounds good for Garfield, to be honest. Garfield always did kind of sound a little dull and like this. I liked it. I don't know why
Yeah.
everyone's complaining about.
It may be fine. It may be fine. But I am now partial to what Bill Murray gave to the role because Bill is so dry, and Garfield is a very dry character. He is, that's just
He
his
does
whole
not
shit.
like to be wet. He's a cat.
No, yep, no what, yep. Not gonna say that word on YouTube.
He likes
Trying to get you to.
likes lasagna, hates Mondays. We get it. Moving on. John Wick spinoff, Ballerina, starring Ana de
Ana de
Armas, and Keanu
Yep.
Reeves is making his return. Also starring Ian McShane, Lance Riddick, Norman Reedus, and Angelica Houston and Gabriel Byrne. That should be cool.
It'll probably do pretty well. I don't know if it's gonna, because right now, like the Continental, on, I believe, Peacock has been out for a little while, and it really didn't make much noise. And that was the first in the world of John Wick story. It was a series, so I mean, maybe it's not the audience. Maybe audiences just want a movie still, but I think that with Ana de Armas being the talent that she is, she's a huge star. It has potential of doing fairly well for an action led
Sure.
movie.
Bad Boys 4.
I've seen the first Bad Boys, haven't seen the other ones.
First and second one were cool. I didn't really care for the third one that much.
Yeah.
Inside Out 2.
Yes. Very
Excellent.
excited for that one. Very excited for that one. Unfortunate Pete Doctor's not back in the director's seat, but hopefully it's still a good watch.
The Bike Riders, which is it's a new Jeff Nichols film starring Austin Butler, Jodie Comer, Tom Hardy, um, Michael Shannon. Which, can we just give a shout out to Michael fucking Shannon? Because that dude is one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood, I feel.
Hell yeah.
Mike Faced, Norman Reedus again, and Boyd Holbrook. A Quiet Place Day One. Not gonna have, I don't think, any of the people from the first two Quiet Place movies. So, and to me, those are kind of what made those movies.
Yes. I don't think even, I think Krasinski's back in a producer role even. I don't think he's even back in the director's seat, but I could be wrong.
Really?
I think he's just doing that Imaginary Friend movie this year.
I'm gonna pass. I thought they were dumb.
I liked the
You can
first one.
yell at me later. I even hated the first one.
Despicable Me 4.
I love those
I'll
movies.
watch it.
They are exactly what you sign up for, and I'm here for it.
That's why I'm gonna kind of watch it because I hate the Despicable Me's, but I love the Minion movies. So
That's a little bit
it's
ass backwards. I love
Yeah.
them all,
right.
but usually Despicable Me is where people are like, there we go.
Twisters.
Twister is the long-awaited sequel to Twister. Absolutely,
Wow,
bringing
didn't
back.
know that was coming out.
Yeah, she's going. What's her name?
Daisy Edgar Jones.
No, not. Is that the lead of it, or is that the director?
That's the lead. And then Glenn Powell, Anthony Ramos, Brandon
Oh, Anthony
Pereira,
Ramos is going to be in it.
yeah,
Okay.
and Mara Tierney.
Okay, very cool. Interesting. Yeah, so this is very much so like a legacy sequel. Probably not going to
Yeah.
be very many.
The poster is the exact same thing.
It's probably not an official poster yet. I don't think they've released anything official for it.
Okay.
Deadpool 3.
Yeah, I think
Course.
everyone is anxiously awaiting that one.
I could hate Marvel and still watch it.
This is something that I'm very looking forward to. This looks like it's going to be fucking awesome. And that is the Borderlands movie from Eli Roth.
Eli
Yeah.
Roth is doing it.
Mhm. It's starring Kate Blanchett. That's a fucking win. Kevin Hart. That's a fucking win. Jack Black. That's a fucking win. Ariana Greenblatt. I don't know who that is. Jamie Lee Curtis. That's a fucking win. Edgar Ramirez. I don't know who that is. Haley Bennett and Florian Montanu. I don't know how to pronounce that name. But Kevin Hart, Jack Black, Kate Blanchett, and Jamie Lee Curtis. Like,
With a cast like that, what the fuck are you gonna make?
I think that it's mostly going to be a CG movie. I don't think they're actually going to be like.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, okay. They all do a lot of voice acting. Never mind. Didn't
I
even think
think
of that. I was thinking
Kevin,
of live action. I was like, this is gonna be one of the most stupidest comedy, bloody things I've ever seen.
Have you
I
played the
think
games, Judas?
Yes, of course. Love them all.
I don't know who Jack Black is playing, but I really hope he plays Marcus.
Wait, so is it gonna be based off the games or it's gonna be in its own story? Because all the games are kind of a brand new story, brand new characters, so I figured they'd kind of do that with the movie.
Yeah, they're new Vault Hunters, but they have the same like world characters like
Okay.
Marcus and
Well, yeah.
Catch a Rad and Tiny Tina and Moxie and stuff like those are reoccurring characters. I really fucking hope that Jack Black is voicing Marcus. That would be so cool.
That would
I
be
know
great.
that Kevin Hart is Claptrap.
That makes sense.
Ew.
That makes sense.
And
That
Like,
makes
it makes
sense.
sense out of the cast, but like, I don't know. Kevin Hart is just so fucking overplayed right now, and his comedy routine is exactly the same every time.
I don't
In
watch
all his
Kevin Hart's
movies, he just
comedy. I
well,
see
no,
him
that's
in
what I mean. Is in
movies.
his movies. His movies, like a lot of the comedy he gets to do is improv and stuff, or it comes from his derivative from his own jokes.
He's a megastar though. What do you expect? Like the
So I
megastars
just
do
gotta
the
get on my knees
same
and suck
thing.
him.
Yes, yes, you do. Same
So I just have to like your shit,
and
megastar.
and open your bunghole for Dwayne the Rock Johnson. Okay,
Oh,
while you're
I'll
at
do
it.
that any day. That smoldering look. Take me in the jungle, Rock. Take me in the jungle.
that there was a name in there. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, by the Ariana Greenblatt. She is America Ferrera's daughter in Barbie. She's
Oh
also
yeah, she was really good in
she's al-
Barbie.
she's also Ahsoka and the young Ahsoka, and she's also young Gamora. So she's
Oh,
had,
all right,
and she's
okay, okay.
also something. She was in something else too, but she's sort of had like a really big because she was back with Jenna Ortega in the Disney Channel days, and they both sort of like blew up at the exact same time. Um, and they're both in a bunch of stuff right now.
Um, Untitled Alien movie. There's only
Oh,
been
I'm
a
so sick for that one.
yeah. There's only
Hmm.
been a teaser for it that had a face hugger and said Happy Alien Day with a film
I
clapper.
thought it was titled, but I guess I must have been like watching a fan made trailer, or like I saw a thumbnail for a fan made trailer.
If they
I
have
think
announced a title, then this list is outdated.
Okay.
Craven the Hunter. Here's probably my most look
yeah, they
forward
did
to
have a name
movie.
for it. That's right.
What is the name?
What
Romulus.
is it called?
Romulus.
Yeah,
Romulus.
Romulus. Alien Romulus.
Yeah, okay.
Probably my most look forward to sequel or well just movie is the sequel is Beetlejuice 2. If that even
Jenna Ortega. We
I
were just
Yeah,
talking about her. She's playing Lydia's daughter.
I kind of
a
feel like
lot of
that
work
that
done to
might
that.
get pushed out of 2024 though because of the strikes. I feel like they might push that
No, they
back.
finished it.
Oh,
They
did they?
finished it.
Okay.
They had 1 day of shooting left before the strikes, and they picked it up and they finished it. Now it's in post production. It
Very
should
nice.
still make a headline.
Gotcha. Transformers 1.
Yeah, that one I believe is Chris Hemsworth as Optimus Prime.
It's Scarlett Johansson, Brian Tyler Henry, John Hamm, Lawrence Fishburne, and Keegan Michael Key.
Yeah, so that's gonna be an animated movie. If I'm not mistaken. It's not gonna be one of the live action movies. That those are still continuing on with like Hasbro's big, like multi-universe collaboration, big old thing. That's still going on with Peter Cullen as Optimus Prime. This is a totally different beast.
Untitled Saw sequel.
Which,
Um,
yeah, that was named right after the success of Saw X. They
Was
basically
it?
announced it like as it was still in theaters.
here's gonna be a really big one, I feel. Joker Folie à Deux.
That one has potential. I mean, it was already $1 billion movie, highest grossing, as we learned earlier together. JT, highest grossing R-rated movie.
I think that
Um,
fucking Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn is gonna be awesome. Fucking amazing.
That's
yeah, I mean,
wait, Lady Gaga, Harley Quinn?
Yeah, dude.
yeah,
Lady Gaga's playing Harley.
That's fucking
yeah,
cool. See, now that's something I can get behind.
yeah. I
She's a
think that
weirdo. I like
yeah. The trailer for it is pretty bizarre too. Yeah, it should be a fun watch.
Terrifier 3. Who cares? Venom 3.
I
Gladiator
wanted to
2.
be excited for it. Yes, there you go. You said it. Thank you for saying it.
We'll get to
It
Gladiator
will
2 here in a
probably get
second.
pushed. But yeah, go ahead, go back. Go back one.
Zed had a thought on Venom 3.
Here's the thing: Andy Serkis was brought on to bring a little bit of something to Venom 2. Woody Harrelson as Carnage. That movie is it's just fine. It's so quick. It's very short. It's very fast paced. there's just not. I get it. Venom was a surprise $1 billion movie. Nobody expected it. But like, if Andy Serkis can't bring to life like computer generated CGI characters and make them badass and fun and whatever, he is the all father to motion capture, and he couldn't really make anything out of Venom 2. Venom 3 is just them trying to continue milking out these Spider-Man movies that have nothing to do with Spider-Man. It's just it is what it is. I don't think
Yeah,
it's going to do very well. I don't
I
think
was
it's
just
going
gonna
to do.
agree with you. With my disappointment of Venom 2, I'm not really looking forward to 3 and don't think 3 is really gonna do too well.
We have just a few minutes left. We're gonna go over the hour for sure because I do want to get through the rest of this list and talk about these a little bit more briefly. But before we get through the rest of this list, Judas, I know Gladiator is one of your favorite movies of all time.
Oh
So
yeah.
I'm gonna mute my mic. Zed's gonna do the same, and we're gonna give you uninterrupted time to word vomit about Gladiator and your hype for Gladiator 2. Go for
Uh,
it, buddy.
well, you see, there's this guy named Scott Ridley Scott, and he makes movies. He movies with video cameras and the gladiators, guys with swords. Ching ching, yeah. Like one's a slave from soldier to slave, from slave to gladiator. Okay, no, for reals though. Gladiator 2, I've been really looking forward to. They've always been messing around with the story. They've always kind of joked around making it. Ridley Scott, for the longest, said, I kind of don't want to. I kind of really do want to. Kept going back and forth. And then they finally settled on a story of making Lucius, which was Maximus' son. So the second story is going to follow his son right after Maximus dies at the end of the first one. Um, it's not spoilers. It's the synopsis for the movie. Probably going to show it in the trailer. My biggest disappointment is there's so far as just skepticals going around who's playing who and things like that. IMDb does have a list up, and I have it right here because I can't remember the guy's fucking name. I'm not too big on Paul Masella or whatever, but I'll have to see because I mean it's still Ridley Scott doing Gladiator, and Gladiator and Ridley Scott match well together. Like I said, Scott Ridley video camera movies go.
Fuck yeah. That's what I'm
That's
talking
so
about.
poignant. That's such a poignant. You're a poet.
Can I get an
That's
amen? Can I get an amen? Amen.
Can I get an amen?
You know what?
Amen. Come
You
on
know
now.
what? You know what? Can I get a
All my cum guzzling thunder cunts. Amen, amen.
there we go.
Can I get an amen for that? That was beautifully said.
Thank you.
Wicked Part 1, which we mentioned
Yeah.
earlier. That's
Yep,
fucking
yep.
amazing. Not too big of a
That's
fan
me.
that they're gonna split it into multiple parts.
Honestly, I'm okay with that. The the musical is already a fairly long show, and there's an intermission with that. And I feel like if they can, it's the world of Oz. Like
Yeah.
they have plenty of source material to pull from. Even though this is like a totally original story, there's still a full world and land of Oz to pull from. So why not? If you have a chance to make a Wizard of Oz movie, but it's through a retelling, a reimagining of Wicked, do 2 parts, do 3 parts, do 4, whatever. Take me back to the land of Oz. I want to go back.
I
Yeah,
agree. I'm so glad that Oz is coming back into the public eye. Like that's a very exciting thing.
yeah, especially with how much, like you said, there's source material and everything there is
There's
about it.
plenty for them to there's plenty for them to delve into. Why not?
Did you guys watch the show they had on a few years ago? I think it was called Emerald City.
Emerald
Yeah.
City, yeah.
Yeah, that it
Um,
ended so fucking abruptly. It got canceled. It was
Yeah, it got
such a
canceled.
wicked cool show, man. Fucking unfortunate.
Yeah. Yeah,
Plus
there's a Zoe Deschanel show, I think called like she plays Dorothy, and it's a mini series that they did. It's like called Yellow Brick or something of that nature. I don't remember what it was called, but there's a lot of Oz shows out there are representation throughout media, but like we haven't been back to Oz since The Great and Powerful, and I'm fucking ready. I'm such a big fan.
Plus it's got Ariana Grande in it. She's gonna fucking kill it for
She's
sure.
playing Glenda.
Yeah. All right, moving into December, we got the Karate Kid.
Yeah,
Super
re
excited.
yeah, they're reintroducing all of the classic characters that we know and love for a new generation.
And
I don't
they're
know if
crossing over the Jackie Chan and the Ralph
Yep.
yeah,
Macchio. That's kind of cool.
yeah, which is interesting. I don't know. Is already been confirmed? Is this because I know the Karate Kid series for Netflix is a spiritual successor to the Karate Kid trilogy. Is this going to be a sequel to the Cobra Kai show on Netflix?
So I'll read you what it says here. It says the popular Netflix series Cobra Kai has helped keep the iconic 80s martial arts franchise alive and kicking in the popular consciousness. And in 2024, Sony will head back to the IP dojo with a new installment, originally thought to be unconnected to the original films or the later Netflix show. A casting call announcement revealed that Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan would star along each other in the new film as their characters Daniel LaRusso and Mr. Han. Few other details have been revealed. That's all we know so far.
Okay. What I
So
will
it is
say
just
is
a
this.
straight over crossover.
Yeah, what I'll say is this: just don't call it the Karate Kid. Give it its own identity. I don't like when you bring back Scream and just call it Scream, Halloween and just call it Halloween. If these are a sequel or anything, just give it its own original identity and don't just call it the Karate Kid again. It's too much. It's too convoluted at that point.
By the way, I think you were talking about Tin Man.
Tin Man, very good. Yes, it was. That was a very fun miniseries.
I could see the poster of her on the cover. And I was like, yeah, she was in something with Oz, but what the hell was it? But
Tin
yeah,
Man,
it
yeah.
was Tin Man.
I don't want to spoil anything. It's a really good miniseries. It's a lot of fun. But anyway,
I think it's only like 3 or 4 episodes too. So
yeah, it's very short.
Quick shout out to our good friend of the pod, the Anxious Hobbit, on TikTok, because I'm sure that she is going to be insanely excited for this. The Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim. I'm not sure if I pronounced that right.
When did they start making this one? Because I know Amazon has
yesterday.
the Ring of Power series, but if they're bringing us a new Lord of the Rings movie, when did they start making it?
It's already got a
Because
release date, baby, December 13th, 2024. It's got a
okay, so
director,
it still has some time left.
Kenji Kamiyama. It's starring Brian Cox and Miranda Otto. It says it's from Warner Bros. Latest film, The Lord of the Rings universe is this. Oh, it's an animated prequel that follows the exploits of Helm Hammerhand, the legendary king of Rohan, home of the horsemen known as the Rohirrim. That, god damn it, Tolkien, why'd you have to make your shit so fucking hard to pronounce? Fucking asshole. That played a big part in Lord of the Rings Two Towers. Brian Cox will lend his voice to the central character who reigned
Screenwriters for all Lord of the Rings movies.
183 years before the events of the Two Towers. While the later films, Miranda Otto reprises her role of Eowyn, who will serve as a framing device for the story. So it's an animated film. That's interesting. That's really interesting. Okay.
Interesting. Okay, very good.
We are getting Mufasa, the Lion King.
Yeah. I'm
December
interested to
20th.
see what that's going to be because it looks like it deletes Lion King 2.
Is this going to
And it
be
kind of bothers me.
This is 100% computer generated and not actually live action, which is how
It's a prequel to how Mufasa became the king and his relationships with Scar and because they're brothers and gonna dive deep into his. That's how it's supposed to be a like how did they become or how did Mufasa become king of Pride Rock? And that's what I am of the understanding of.
No, I read it
So
completely wrong. Okay, that's better then. Thank you. I read it as Simba had a son who was training him to be
Oh.
king. I was like, no, he had a
No.
fucking daughter.
No,
The
so
roasty
here's one
toasty
thing.
princess.
Here's my one question though. Since James Earl Jones has signed away his voice in perpetuity to Lucasfilm. He is getting older. He could still provide a flash forward scene for Mufasa in this movie. Are they going to bring back James Earl Jones to voice Mufasa once again? Or are they going to use AI to give Mufasa an older performance? That's what I'm wondering if they're going to dabble in for the first time, because the whole reason really why they signed over, or James Earl Jones signed over his voice, was for Darth Vader. That they didn't want to replace Darth Vader. They always wanted it to be James Earl Jones, which I am of the thought, pass it on. There is somebody out there who should be playing Darth Vader, and they should now be like, it's a role that should be passed on just like any other role. There's not a single person that should have a chokehold over one character. There's plenty of people who need jobs out there, but are Disney going? Because I don't know. I mean, I would presume with how popular James Earl Jones's Mufasa is, we will have to see an adult Mufasa at some point.
I think that the whole AI debate too is a fucking topic for a whole other episode, because we can make a whole episode on AI
My
arguments.
question is, does Hans Zimmer just do the music for every movie ever existed? Because I watched Mad Max. He did the music for the Mad Max, and then right after I finished it, my wife put on this rom-com that had what's his Jack Nicholson in it and some other old people. I wasn't really too interested in it. It was okay, but Hans Zimmer did the music for that too. I was like, wow, you're just all over the place. And now I'm looking it up. He does the music for. He's going to be returning to do the music for Mufasa as well.
The
So I'm just wondering-
answer to that is yes, Judas. Hans Zimmer does do it. All films that were composed by John Williams and Danny Elfman were just Hans Zimmer wearing a mask.
Absolutely.
Fair enough. I figured they didn't sound like Oingo Boingo. I can't say that title apparently. That was hard.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3.
I'm excited to see
Yeah.
Shadow. That's kind of cool. But
Yeah, I think those movies are a lot of fun. Sonic and Sonic 2 are just fun times. There's nothing wrong with just having a good time. Now, we're going to be introduced to Shadow as the main villain. Jim Carrey's gone, and I hope they stay that way. I hope that he can just retire the character and not bring it back. I am perfectly okay with Eggman being gone. But yeah, I know that they filmed, because of the actor strike, they filmed all of the other scenes that don't have any of the actual actors in them, and then they're going to go back and shoot all of the actor scenes post strike. So I think they're probably in the midst of like getting all of the actual actor stuff shot.
see, being a Sonic fan, I'm kind of bummed they got rid of Robotnik so soon because there's still a lot more cool things he does in this timeline of Sonic with Shadow as well.
They
Like the whole
could.
team up with Shadow and Sonic against Robotnik is never going to happen now.
Well,
They'll probably
never
team up with
say
something else.
never.
But
I just don't think it's going to be under the guidance of Jim Carrey's performance.
fair.
I
That's
think
fair.
that he is. I think that he is fairly steadfast in the fact that he is retired.
Speaking of
So
eggs and eggheads, let's switch gears to Eggers, Robert Eggers, Nosferatu.
Yes, definitely
That
excited
is
for that
gonna
one. I've
be
been waiting for that for a long time.
Oh yeah, that's coming out on Christmas. I this is a discussion for another day too, but I am morally against going to the movie theater on Christmas. I think that Christmas Day should be a day that everybody in the country has off of work. I don't think that theater employees should have to work on
I agree with
Christmas
that.
Day.
But we have no control in it. Might as well make them going to work worth something. They have to
Yeah.
go to work either way.
Yeah, but I feel like if most people were like fuck that and didn't go, then maybe theaters would be like, okay, well, okay, never. Or maybe the movie industry would be like, all right, well, movies aren't doing good opening on Christmas, so let's not fucking do
You
it.
got to remember, Christmas is the loneliest holiday of the year. the highest suicide rate of the year. So they try to do their part of, people are lonely, let's give them somewhere to go.
That's such a
Same with like
double-edged
Benny's
sword.
doing.
That's
There's
such a
It
double
is.
so
sword.
many people that don't celebrate Christmas,
That's
and they.
Hey, we're not talking about that right now, right? No, I'm just kidding.
But I'm saying there are so many folks that don't celebrate that holiday, and
I don't
Judas
That's
is
a
right.
good point.
but it goes beyond that for me. This is like I want to try to keep this brief. I don't want to get into this too deep. But to me, regardless of if you celebrate it as a holiday, I think that it's fucking nice that everything shuts down for one day a year. So you can be and do what if you want to fucking be alone and jerk off all day, you can do that. If you want to be with your family, you can do that. If you want to celebrate Christmas, you can do that. I just think that there needs to be a day where nobody fucking works. God damn it. Okay.
And it's supposed to be. Yeah, you're right.
It would be a very tough sell.
You're right.
Too deep. Okay. Well, the fucking point is I'm looking forward to Nosferatu. It's probably one of my, and it's in my top 5 of most like anticipated of the year. Eggers is one of my favorite upcoming directors. Period.
My
He's great.
favorite vampire completely. And after watching that, he did the Lighthouse, right?
Yeah, he did The Lighthouse, The
Yeah.
Vivitch, and The Northman. This is his 4th.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna blow this out of the fucking park.
His detail, his attention to detail for costuming and set design and stuff, like it fucking phenomenal. Like this movie is gonna visually be so goddamn cool to look at.
Like he sees in black and white. He already knows what it's gonna look like. He just
Hmm.
picks it out.
It's true.
Yeah, the way that he sources his movies is pretty intense, and it's admirable. Yeah, that movie's gonna be killer. You got Willem Dafoe, you got
Anya Taylor Joy, Lily Rose
Hunter
Depp,
Joy, and is it which Skarsgård brother is it? Is it
Bill.
Bill? Okay. Yeah, and that's gonna be something quite special, and it's gonna introduce a lot of people back into Nosferatu. For a lot of folks, the last time Nosferatu was mentioned to them was in SpongeBob SquarePants. So it's gonna be a really great reintroduction to the character all these years later.
One that has recently been unfortunately delayed indefinitely. We don't know when it's gonna come out. Hopefully
Mm.
still in 2024. Mickey 17, Bong Joon-ho's new film starring Robert Pattinson, Naomi Aki, Toni Collette, Mark Ruffalo, and Stephen Yeun.
I'll be seeing that.
Oh yeah. Dude, Bong Joon-ho is such a freaking good director. Oh my god. Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse. Definitely looking forward to that.
I will be watching it in theaters.
Yes. And the last one on the list, Beverly Hills Cop Axel F.
Hell
I'm
yeah.
interested to see how that's gonna turn out to be on.
I
Yeah,
think that it'll be good. I think it'll be good.
Better have a crazy frog somewhere in there, just like a little hidden somewhere. I don't care if it's a little toy, just something hidden.
It's
They're gonna use the
be
title of the song, even so.
Yeah. It's gonna be a pretty big movie for Netflix. And it's reuniting a large chunk of the cast. So I I think that the Beverly Hill movies are pretty good. Beverly Hill Cop movies are pretty good. But I'm just more excited to see Eddie Murphy just in anything. Like all of his recent stuff, I haven't seen his Jonah Hill movie on Netflix, You People. I haven't watched that one, but I've watched all of his recent stuff ever since he came out of retirement with Dolomite Is My Name, which is a beautiful Netflix movie. So yeah, it's gonna be it has potential to be a lot of fun if done properly. It has to be a really good legacy sequel to capture people's attentions, because Coming to America was not it for me. It was
Oh,
not it.
I had such high hopes for that movie because I loved the first one. I watched that the day it dropped on what was it, Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was not good.
underwhelming.
Yeah.
Oh, That's the list of new movies coming out in 2024, boys. Let's move to 2025. Zed, you excited for the Meg 3?
Heck yeah, let's do this.
The Meg 3! Come on now. Hell yeah. The Meg is going to space, baby. Imagine sending a megalodon at an asteroid, being like, come on, figure it out, bro.
Armageddon 2.
It's pretty shocking to me that not a single Disney movie was on there besides Inside Out, and that
And Lion King.
Oh, Lion King. That's right. But there's a couple Pixar movies coming out, and a couple other Disney movies coming out, and also not a damn love or appreciation for any of my Universal monsters. Not a damn one. That is infuriating. But I'm also very happy because there's a lot of other cool stuff.
All right, everybody. Judas, you played us in, so play us out, my friend.
That was our episode of Masters Matinee. Thank you guys for listening. This has been JT the Talking Head, Zedzilla, and Judas from Cinema Closet. Thank you guys, as always. You are the audience.
Happy birthday.
Now for something completely different. Masters. 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 Masters of Matinee. Masters of Matinee. Starring Drewby's Goobies Movies, Judas Cinema Closet, JT the Talking Head, Taya the Terminator, and Zedzilla Movies. Masters of Matinee.